yw'r dail dan fy nhroed, bore oer o hydref eto, bari gwynt sy'n beintio'r coed.
I'm winging this a little bit, I haven't prepared anything, so excuse me if I a lot. So my name's Dave, I'm a gardener and I'm based in Fishguard. And I basically just want to talk to you, I'm going to try not to be too preachy, but I want to talk to you all a bit about your soil. Because the soil is the most important thing.
Digging. Don't get paid.
Do they feed you?
No.
You've just been fed.
I eat soil.
Well, that's alright.
And I feel lucky.
Or the vacuum. I did the vacuum. Stop doing this.
From death, we get nearly all the carbon that comes in your garden. Now, there is two times more carbon stored in the soil around the world than there is in all the vegetation. So, looking after your soil in terms of climate change is really important as well. But the main thing that with people's gardens is that they don't look after soil properly. And my main way of looking after your soil is using my favourite, which is wood chip. And I use wood chip in all my gardens, and I use it green, and I use it well rotted, however it comes. A lot of people are nervous about using green wood chip because there's these urban myths about it sapping all your nitrogen and other nutrients from your soil, which is completely false. It will take your nitrogen from that absolutely microscopic layer on the top of your soil, but as long as you're not digging it in, if you're just using it as a mulch, it'll be absolutely fine. And if you're keeping your gardens well planted and good ground cover, you won't have any problems with nitrogen loss, anything like that. But, sorry, I lost my flow a little bit now. Soil is just not designed to be bare. If you leave a bit bare soil, we all know, we'll love our gardens. Weeds will be there in 24 hours and you'll be cursing. But I'd like to encourage you all to try and leave them as much as possible. I know it's hard when you've got 50,000 nettles and your one geranium that you've treasured for years is getting surrounded. But just being a bit more mindful as to where you're removing your weeds from. And just don't leave bare patches of earth, because bare patches of earth will lose their carbon. The best ways to add more carbon to your soil is through having well planted areas. So if you've got weeds there, that counts. Good mulch, that wood chip mulch. Even I plucked this out of our garden yesterday. It's a piece of birch that has been lying around in our garden for a couple of years now. I think all the bugs that were in it have run away, but that will slowly rot down and add more nutrients back to the garden and provides a shelter for creatures and for the pollinators that are so important to today's topic. But I'm talking about carbon primarily because obviously with climate change and everything going on at the minute, carbon dioxide is quite a big subject for all of us now, and we all kind of have quite a negative view of what carbon is, I think, as a consequence of that. And we don't want it in the sky, we want it beneath our feet, which carbon is literally the most important food source for all of the soil microorganisms in the soil. And without them, your plants won't get the micronutrients and everything else that they need to survive and thrive. I'm probably, for a lot of you who garden regularly, probably already know quite a lot of this, but I'm quite passionate about making sure that people really do look after their soil, because as a gardener, I go to a lot of gardens, and especially if they've never had a gardener before and they've looked after it themselves, you get in a rhythm of looking after things the same way. And I go to a lot of new gardens and people will be like, this used to do so well, and when you really get to the crux of the matter is they just haven't been looking after the soil. And so I just want to implore all of you to go out and befriend a tree surgeon, like become best. I remember when I was a kid, my mum said to me, make friends with a mechanic. No, you need to make friends with a tree surgeon and get as much wood chip as you can get hold of and just put it in your garden, because it is literally the best stuff for me that you can add to your garden. Yeah, that was pretty much me. Yes. I don't think I had any. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because I really believe in no-dig gardening, but I also, when it comes to vegetable gardening and all that kind of stuff, it's really easy to do no-dig. But sometimes when you're looking after perennials and flower beds and stuff like that, digging can be very tempting, especially if you want to get that nasty dandelion out that you become old friends with. But sometimes just leaving these things and just letting them be, putting a good layer of mulch on them, it won't necessarily get rid of it, but it will suppress it and it will stop others coming. And the less time we're all spending digging and weeding and stressing about all these things that are growing up everywhere, the more time we can actually sit back and enjoy the garden. And for the topic of today, all of the pollinators are going to love those weeds, like really love them. So I think, yeah, if I could implore all of you to go home today and make your gardens a bit more untidy, I feel like I've achieved something today. Yeah, thank you. That was it.
Can I today? Yeah, you said, so if we have a tree cut there and we've got all the shade where all the grass and everything that gone through the chipper.
Yeah.
We can put that on the land, can we?
Yeah, literally, you can put it on as soon as it comes out the chipper, or you can put it in a corner and leave it. This stuff I've got in my bucket here is about 9 months old, and when it's 9 months, I mean, if anyone wants to come up, because I know it sounds mad, but some people have never actually really seen wood chip because it's not something you can go to the garden centre and buy. Yeah. So it's only if you've got like a friend or you had work done yourself. Wood chip after 9 months goes from that to that, so you can bury your garden in a good layer of it, and it rots down. And we use it green. Don't worry about waiting for it to rot down.
The reason I asked you that, I don't know if you noticed, but the arc there, the hedge.
Yeah.
The soil that we got there was atrocious. It was terrible. It was almost like clay.
I remember seeing it when you first planted. Yeah.
And we thought about putting green wood chip on, but people say no, you shouldn't. It's got to be well.
It literally is just that contact layer of the soil. And I'm not a scientist, and I've got no scientific evidence to back this up. But my theory is as well, if it's only frazzling the nitrogen off of that top microscopic layer, that any seeds, perennial, like weeds, whatever it may be, is not really great if you're trying to grow wildflowers. But if you've got trying to control weeds, then those seeds that are on that top layer aren't going to establish because the nitrogen is going to be taken away from them. Okay. So I think green wood chip is that. I've been using it for 3-4 years and all my gardens are absolutely fine. So flourishing.
Do you think it might improve that soil there?
Yeah, 100%. It's anything organic you can add to it.
Great.
Brilliant. Because I don't even, when it comes to composting as well, I was going to mention this, I don't even believe in turning my compost.
Oh, okay.
As long as because every time you're turning soil or anything, you're releasing even just a microscopic amount of carbon. And it's the same with compost if you're turning a heap. So as long as you build your compost heaps with good layers, so don't just as you see some where people have done like grass for about 3 months and nothing else and it gets really soggy. Even have little piles next to it so that you can add stuff as and when you get it. Have good layers and then just leave it. And it will rot down as good as if you were turning it. It just takes that little bit longer and you're not releasing the carbon. So I know you then have to dig it out, but it's just once rather than 3 or 4 times, so however many times you turn it. So yeah, thank you. Sorry it was only a short one.
No, that's fine.
Thank you very much. If obviously if you get wood chip that's fresh this time of year, there will be a lot of leaf matter in it.
And that doesn't matter?
No, it's all...
And how much does a chipper cost?
Oh God, you can buy small ones actually quite reasonable. You can even buy, there's companies that do like garden shredders, which you can put green stuff in as well. Yeah, and it would do woody waste, but just enough, probably only sort of about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, bigger chippers, they start getting quite expensive, which is why it's good to
So
make
a garden shredder?
or mulcher, they sometimes call them, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that might be the middle way.
But wood chip,
And you
honestly.
can use this in your compost as a car.
Yeah, so I literally, I always, whenever I'm gardening, any work I'm doing, if it's going to involve disturbing the soil, I have this next to me, and as soon as I'm done, on it goes.
So in your compost heap, you know,
Yeah,
you
so
use
you
that
can-
as your carbon.
Yeah, you can put this there and use it.
Set carbon.
Yeah, cardboard works. You can even, there's I've forgotten the name of it now, there's like a Swedish technique known where like you dig a ditch.
So fuel.
Yeah, it's got really,
Something.
and you literally put logs like this in the bottom and then backfill it with any other organic matter you have, and plant veg into that. And the carbon, there's like a carbon cycle that you can tap into for quite a long time.
So a garden mulcher or a garden chipper?
Or befriend a tree surgeon. Where are you? Where do you live?
Outside.
Okay, because there's a tree surgeon in Brynberian, Tom. He's just go online and find tree surgeons, because often they want somewhere they can dump. Like, some of them will charge, but it's like usually about 20 quid, and you get like, if you get a tipper full.
I think it's where I live, it's very inaccessible.
Oh, is it?
Nobody knows coming up the track.
Yeah, the more you can get hold of, honestly, the better.
That's cool.
I mean, nitrogen is very sort of spoken about a lot of gardening, obviously, because what makes everything green, but carbon gets a bit forgotten about, and really is kind of where it all starts, because what we're all made from, isn't it? So, yeah.
That's cool, thank you.
That's all right, no worries. Thank you.